How do you measure how far you've come if you don't know where you started from? The maritime sector is crying out for data. How can you build capacity? How can you identify training gaps? How can you identify education needs if you don't know how many people you're talking about? I'm not just referring to the number of women in the maritime sector, but also the number of men. The available statistics we have on the number of women working in the sector are outdated. As the shipping industry demand continues to grow and the projected seafarer shortage, in particular the shortage of officers, increases, sustainability will depend on more women entering the maritime professions. In fact, one of the critical takeaways of the recent World Maritime University Conference on Empowering Women was the need for an updated study on the number of women in maritime and ocean fields across the sectors and the positions they occupy. With this in mind, and the reason I'm actually here, is I'm pleased to announce that IMO and WISTA will embark on a study to collect and analyse data on the number of women employed in the maritime sector. This study will include those employed in maritime administrations, female seafarers, the types of vessels they are working on, fishers, female graduates from global maritime training institutions, so that's the World Maritime University, the IMO International Maritime Law Institute, and other maritime training institutions. I agree with colleagues from the SHE Index. What does get measured gets done. The study will include statistical research to map out the numbers and distribution of women seafarers within the industry. It will identify the positions the positions and sectors they work in, and analyse the legislation that member states have in place to ensure non-discriminatory access to employment and equal opportunities, and to identify examples of best practice. The study could be expanded to collect data on the number of men in the maritime sector. The figures produced from this study will inform on the number of women working in the sector, a key practical outcome resulting from this year's World Maritime Day theme. And based on these statistics and gender analysis, it's our hope that we will bring together the various stakeholders, including governments, ship owners, training institutes and social partners, to develop and improve strategies for meeting the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.